Okay, I welcome you all, and I want to start by saying Forex is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of work, it takes you putting in the work, right? And we've come so far with this our free training. We did market structure, we moved to liquidity, POI, key level, storyline, and all of that. I really hope we have learned a lot of things from this free training because for me, I also learned. So it is very important for we to not to treat it as a basic thing, maybe because it is free. So we take it very, very seriously. All right. And for a proper introduction, our guest today, 4THMAN, is somebody that I hold on a very high esteem. 4THMAN is actually the creator of SLK. He taught the person that taught me, and I think everybody is here. I appreciate you all. I really want to say a big thank you. Not to waste our time, let me just make him the host. So we'll just start already.
So good evening, everybody. I don't think I'll be talking about anything technical because I think everything that has to do with technical analysis has actually been shared. So let's just try. Let's have some good time together for the couple of minutes we're going to spend together. All right. So personally, for me, I really want to say a very big thank you to Jude. All right. I mean, I've known him for a short period of time, and he's really an amazing person. And it's good to know, and let me just stress on that fact that the strong alliance, right, that he has with people like Schofield, Rena. Rena has been with me since inception, right? And Schofield is, I mean, somebody that I hold so dear to my heart. Then Tayo as well. I mean, these guys, I don't even joke with them, right? And I have a saying that don't let what you know stop you from learning what you should know, right? I believe absolutely well that personally, when I go through those videos again in my own free time, which is something I'm going to do, because I promise you, I trust, I mean, all the speakers from Schofield to Rena to Tayo, I trust all of them, right? I mean, these guys are doing good personally for themselves, and so good to see. And it's so beautiful to see that we are able to hand this over to a larger community, right? Nobody has any reason to say that this is the reason why they didn't succeed. The information is out there. What it would have cost you lots and lots of money to apply, pay for mentorship. I mean, you've been able to get it out for 1 month. Everybody has given their all, right? And Tayo gave his all, Rena gave his all, Schofield gave his all. Everybody that came to teach, they all give their all. So it's now left to you to just go down the rabbit hole with the information that has been given, and make the best use out of it and bring out results from this, right? And all of that. So I just want to say that let's all make sure that even after this training, it doesn't just end here. Go over the videos over and over and over and over again. Right. I mean, it makes a whole lot of sense that way. So I don't want to do anything technical. There's nothing technical I want to do because really there's no point adding to it, right? But I just want to encourage each and every one of you because this is largely an SLK community. So I'm going to say to you most of the things that I share with the guys in our inner circle in Benjamin Protocol, right? I talk to them once in a while like my brothers. I talk to them once in a while like my friends, right? And all of that, right? So, SLK is not just a system that we say that it's not just a system that we say, okay, somebody created or something, but I read something tonight that really resonated with me. I think I want to start on that note, right? I'm starting on that note saying that, there's a system actually in trading that you find out that gives you that breakthrough that you're actually looking for in trading, right? I mean, I believe that the breakthrough sometimes comes as a whole sum, right? At the same time, it can come in bits and pieces, but when you put it together, right, it makes a whole sum. One of the things you must always know is that what you know already is enough, right? What you know, it's enough. What you know is always enough to, give to you that big break that you need. right, in trading, right? You really don't need to know something new. That's just all I'm going to say. So for those people that want technical commentary, just go back to everything that has been taught and apply it, simply. I'm just going to share my screen and add sound, right? I think that will help me speak faster and gain my momentum a bit. All I'm just going to say to us is that what you know already, right, is enough, right? Just train yourself to be able to make the best use of the information that you have at your disposal, right? And I believe in something, right, that out of something small can come something great, right? It comes from a proverb that says that out of a black pot comes a white fufu. I heard that a long time ago and it stayed with me, that out of a black pot comes a white fufu, which means that out of something small, something that looks seemingly small something great can come out of something that looks seemingly small. So make use of all the information that you've been able to gather here and make great use of it to, get the results that you actually desire. So, but I was saying something, I was saying that, in trading, there's a particular knowledge that you have that just literally changes everything for you. You just know that, yes, this is it right here, right? For me and for everyone, it wasn't just for me, right? We've been able to pass it down to a number of people that we've lost count of, right? We've been able to pass it down to a number of people. For me, it felt that way because when I started to learn, right? When I started to learn, times of nights of studies and all of that, you come to that point of discovery where you know that, say, this is it right here. And the proof of you being able to say that you found something that actually works for you is that you are able to, pass it on to others, right? So when you look at the lives of many of the people that, I really love what they are doing right now, and I'm proud of their growth, Schofield, Rena, Tayo, a whole lot of them, right? You will see that, we've been able to hand this over to each and every one of them, and they have been able to produce, results, and they are still producing results, and they are still going to produce even more, right? So there's a system in trading that there's a particular knowledge in trading that you just find, right? It resonates deep down with your spirit and see, this right here is all I need to do. This right here is all the information I actually need to get, to get the best use, to get that result out of trading, right? And I want to believe that SLK is actually one of it. So another thing I want to encourage each and every one of us is that I've said it before, but I'm also going to stress on it again, right? If you are going to make use of the best use out of the information you've been able to, that has been shared with you guys for the past 1 month, there are 3 major things you actually need. Number 1 is a very solid work ethics. Number 2 is the ability to, learn, and good attitude towards learning, right? And many people don't have good attitude towards learning, right? There are so many of you that have actually joined the entire boot camp. You're in so many groups. After this boot camp, right? After this 1 month of mentorship, many of you will never go back to the videos again, right? It shows that many of us or many people don't really have what we call consistency in their spirit. Consistency in trading, right, it just reveals the kind of person that you are. And what I mean is that there are so many of you that how you get to know that you can't even be consistent with your technicals, right? There's a saying that says that how you do one thing is how you do everything. And one of the ways you get to know that you're not going to be consistent in your technical approach in trading is in the seemingly smaller things in your personal life. For example, many of you cannot stick to one bathing soap you can use 5 different bathing soap in 2 months, in 1 month. Today you use Dudu, tomorrow you use Okin, to next week you are going to use goat milk, next week you are going to use, in the seemingly little things, right? You don't have consistency in those things. So trading actually just reveals the state of your character, right? So just let you know that you're a very inconsistent person, right? So many of you cannot stay in one relationship for a very long time, right? You are dating somebody, but you are in another one, right? Multiple relationships and all those things, right? So what trading actually just overall just reveals to you the kind of person that you are. It reveals the state of your character, right? So you find out that even after what you've learned here, you still want to be in 1,000 channels, 1,000 Forex channels. Some will still be in channels where they share signals. Some will still be in channels where, different thing that contradicts what you already know. So you wonder why you have an experience of analysis paralysis. Simple, just the inconsistencies in your character. It's a state, right? Inconsistency is a state. It doesn't have anything to do with technical analysis, right? Technical analysis in trading just reveals how inconsistent of a person that you are, right? How inconsistent of a person that you are. So you need a very good attitude towards learning. You need a very sound work ethics, right? You must try as much as possible to do away with all the excuses, as much as possible, right? You really just want to get the best. One of the things I told the guys in the inner circle, right, which I think I've shared before, but I also want to re-emphasize on it, is that, right, if you see 6 months as 3 months, right, there's every possibility that you put yourself under pressure, healthy pressure, and get the necessary results that you need to get. Right? But if you see 6 months as 6 months, right, what you are actually doing is that you are prolonging how long. You are telling yourself how long this is going to take you to get results. Right? So personally for me, I see a year not as a year. I see 6 months not as 6 months. I see 6 months as 3 months. Right? And I don't even see 3 months as 3 months. I see 3 months as a month and a half. Right? Less than 3 months. The reason is because there's really no time. Right? As much as we know that we have a whole lot of time, but there's really no time. And we want to make the best use of the time that we have to get all the results that we can get in a very short period of time and all of that. So that way you are able to compress time, manage time properly, and get the best out of your time, your time and all of that, right? So tonight's call is just to encourage each and every one of you to just do away with all the excuses, put in the work, roll your sleeves, and bury your head down in studies. Do the charts work that needs to be done. If it has to cost you to go back through all the videos all over again, it doesn't matter. Just go through it again, right? One of the things you would actually understand is that in your own journey, right, you must come to a point in this trading journey. You would know that trading is a solo sport. And the reason why many people, many of you that are listening to me, the reason why you don't still have that breakthrough yet in trading is because you have not come to terms to the fact that trading is a solo sport. And the moment you actually begin to understand that trading is a solo sport, two things come to your mind. Number one, the ultimate of it all is that you train yourself to become an independent thinker. And the moment you become an independent thinker, right, you can actually make decisions on your own. You can do your analysis on your own and trust your own analysis. Primarily, you become an independent thinker, right? With or without any aid, you can actually stand, right? So you must first come to terms with the fact that trading is a solo sport. At the moment you come to terms with that, right, everything literally changes. The moment you have your technical skills, the next thing you have to do is you must have a very strong resolution, right, in your heart. You must resolve in your heart to know that trading is a solo sport. So what that means is that I can be in a trading group. We can be 3. Right? In a trading group, we are trading partners, we share trading ideas, we trade together and all of those things. We can be in that group where we share trading ideas, but also I have it at the back of my mind that with the group or without the group, I can stand. You've heard this particular saying that says that united we stand, divided we fall, right? In trading, united we stand, divided you will still stand, because trading is a solo sport. But the reason why many people still fall, even when, united we stand, divided we all fall, right? The reason why everybody falls is because everybody didn't realize on time that trading is a solo sport. And the moment you actually realize that, you absolutely become an independent thinker, right? So united we stand, that means you can do it as a group. You can also do it as an individual, right? Group or no group, you are able to produce results as an individual. So you must actually know that you can do this as on your own. You must have that mind. You must be resolved in your heart that with a group or without any group, I'm willing to roll my sleeves, bury down my head, go down the rabbit hole just to make this thing work, right? It's never going to come easy, but at the end of the day, there's nothing impossible. There's nothing impossible. So you must actually know that, have that at the back of your mind, that this thing can work, and I would actually make it work, right? You'd have to make it work, right? There are a lot of people that are counting on many of us. I posted something. Let me just share this with each and every one of us. I think it's going to encourage a few people, right? It's not like a show, right? But let me tell you something. When I really started to trade, right, it was beyond myself. And I wanted to see how the vision was just beyond myself. I wanted to see how I can help young people. Even though at that time when I started, I needed help, right? It was just beyond myself. I wanted to find a way to see how I can help young people to become leaders in their family and also in their community. I mean, how young boys and girls can, provide for their family and also extend a loving hand to their immediate community. And at a point in my life, I was actually asking, right? I was asking each and every one of us in the community. Many of us might not know. There was a time I was asking that I want you to sit after this call, right? Go back and think of how many young people will go to school because of you. How many people will have roof over their head because of you, right? How many people would have, food on the table because of you? I mean, think of the possibilities that trading is going to give to you when it works. It's not about the glitz and the glamour, right? It's not about the glitz and the glamour. Those things are very good. But beyond that, being able to live a life that transcends you, because the kind of money that trading gives, right? I mean, you'll be so amazed. I mean, just one day, I mean, you're having a withdrawal in Naira, it's about 2 million. Another day, you're having a withdrawal, 5 million, and another day, I mean, it comes in those figures. And you just find out that you really wouldn't find fulfillment in those amounts, right? The fulfillment now comes when you are able to extend, out of the abundance that you have, your family benefits from it and also your immediate community. So one time I was asking, I said, take a deep thought one day, sit down and think of the possibilities that, this trading is going to give to you. Think of the blessings, right? How you are going to be a blessing, not just to your immediate community, even beyond the shores of this nation, right? There are many of you that leave your immediate community now, but think about your family, your extended family. How many of their lives are dependent on your success in this, right? I'm not even joking. And before, I think many schools have resumed, and primary, secondary schools. But, because of how trading has been a blessing to me personally, right? I didn't even plan for it, but, before most of the schools resumed, some days ago I was at the gym. I think some weeks ago, actually, I was at the gym. I was already done working out. So there's this woman that works as a cleaner, right? She has a very little boy. The boy comes, I think they were on holiday then. So the boy comes with his mom, very small boy, to help her clean the entire gym, which is very, very big. So the boy is picking all the dirt that people have thrown around and all of those things. So I was just looking at the young boy and all of that. So I called the mom and I said, when is it resuming? And she said, this is when it's resuming, and I asked her how much is the school fees for the term. And she told me the amount. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm just going to come up. I'm going to pay for it. All right. And I've not even sent the money. The woman went downstairs from the gym. She went downstairs. She doesn't have a phone. I think she went to pick somebody's phone and she was calling her husband because when I was about leaving, I was looking for her. I couldn't find her. So when I went downstairs, I saw that she was on the phone with her husband. She was very happy, telling her husband that somebody wants to pay for the school fees of their child. You can't imagine how you have wiped the tears. The husband or the father of that boy could be somewhere just thinking of how he's going to pay school fees for this term. He's thinking of how he's going to pay rent. The man is also thinking of how he's going to put food on the table. The man is thinking of how he's going to clothe his family, and he's also thinking of school fees. So, it became like a prayer that has been answered. And I said, she was very excited. And when she ended the call, she was like, sorry, I was on the phone with my husband. I wanted to tell him, and I said, Ma, it's nothing. I mean, it's not a big deal. And I sent the money and I just left. And in fact, after that day that I sent it, I've not even gone back to the gym for about 2 weeks now, right? I mean, but somebody said something that God's method is man, right? So if God is going to bless men, he's going to use a man to bless men. So think of how much of a blessing you're actually going to be, not just to your family, but to your immediate community. And I'm not saying all of this to fluff, right? I can't count the number of school fees I've paid for many people, for children this term, right? This term that I just resumed, I paid a number, right? And I'm not even bothered about it, but I feel like this is the reason for life. This is the primary reason why we live. In fact, there was even a point that I wanted to put it out there and say that, from the little that God has blessed you, look for somebody that's, is in your immediate community and they are resuming school. Buy back for the person. Some of you, that small boy, that small girl in your community that a bag is not good. So you know some of them that they use nylon bags to carry their books to school. You don't have to put it on social media. You don't need public validation that you are doing something good, right? One day, just go to the market, buy a bag. You see the little boy or girl coming from school one day, you meet his parents, his or her parent, and say, you know what, I just feel like I want to be a blessing to you. And you give it to them. And, those people just go back home and they just keep wondering that, oh my God, this is a God in human flesh. I mean, this person just came to answer one of our prayers. You don't know how you lift the burden of people, right? And you see, you won't think like this until you come to realize one thing. You won't think like this until you come to realize that, number one, many of you came from homes where there's love, but you know that you came from a home where there's love. You know that you are loved at home. But you won't think like this until you come to that self-awareness that there is not enough money at home. I'm not speaking to people that came from a privileged home, right? So if you are from a privileged home, I'm not downplaying that. That's a very good one. But I'm not like referring to you. I'm actually referring to those that your parents love you. There's love at home. Your siblings love each other. You must come to that point of awareness that I know that there's love at home, but at the same time, I know that there is not enough money at home. So the moment you begin to think like this, it helps you to see beyond your family. I mean, you can think of the number of people that you are going to just think the number of people that will be on scholarships, go to school because of you. Think of the number of people that would have food on their table because of you. Think of the number of people that would have clothes on their body because of you. Think of the number of people that would have shelter because of you. I mean, think of people that you give hope, right? The only time I made a public post of something I did was, I think, earlier this year. I went to slots there about, so I was sorting something, and I saw a very little girl. I mean, she's about 11, 12, and she said, she was just standing there looking at the engineer, right, in the slot, and I was like, so what's this young girl doing here? Why are you not in school? She said she just closed from school, that her father put her to learn electrical engineering, how to fix phones and laptops and all of that. So I was like, okay, why are you standing? She said, the reason why she's here is because she can't join the class. I said, okay, why are you not joining the class? She said she doesn't have a laptop. Although she has, but her laptop lags, right? I don't know her from anywhere. I don't know her parents and all of that. I just came to do something. And I said, okay, you know what? If I buy you a laptop, would you be able to continue? She's learning how to fix phones, laptops. She's also learning how to code. The engineer there said yes. So I said, you know what? I'll wait for your father to come, right? I had to wait till about 5:30. And when the man came, I said, you know what? I mean, your daughter was standing while others were learning how to code. She just stood where they were repairing phones. She could not continue with her lessons. Why? Because her laptop was lagging. I mean, how minute, it is. And I said, okay, no problem. I'll meet you halfway. And I gave them the money. And I just left. The man collected my number. I think the man sent a message. I can't even remember replying to his message on WhatsApp because he sent a message to say thank you and all of that. But I can't even remember replying to his message. But I can't imagine going back home, how that man would feel. I can't imagine how he would feel when he gets home. I can't imagine how it will look like a dream, right? I mean, the man will look like, man, you mean somebody I don't know just paid for this and and all of that without a flinch, without asking for anything in return. But it is just one of those things I learned on time. I figured out that, it's a Bible passage that says that there is he that scattereth, yet increaseth, and there's he that withholds more than he needs, yet it tends to poverty. So it's a principle that I believe in, that, as you scatter, you give, right, you would increase. But as you keep holding to yourself, right, the Bible says you tend to poverty, right, and all of that. So all I'm trying to say is that as you learn this skill, don't just learn because of the glitz and the glamour, because you want to show up, because you need public approval. No, live a life that is beyond public approval, right? Let your life transcend beyond public approval. But I want you to go back tonight, and even before you work, go back to watch all the videos that has been covered all through this month of mentorship that Jude has hosted. I want you to think of how you can be a blessing. In fact, the moment you begin to think like that, you will begin to see things begin to change for you in your trading. I'm not saying it's going to happen all at once, but it will happen. You will begin to see the changes, right? Just go back and think. the number of families that will go, you can be a blessing to, the number of families that will have shelter because of you, the number of children that will go to school because of you, the number of children that will have food to eat because of you, the number of children that you'll be able to rekindle their hope. I can't imagine how a child will be thinking, because the children that are growing up with this our generation, right? Many of them are very smart and they are very inquisitive. Some children will even be asking themselves in their mind that how come my father cannot afford a laptop of 250,000, 150,000, 300,000? But they don't know that the man is actually trying his best. But to the child, his best is not enough. But you can't imagine the thoughts that are going through the child the thoughts that are going through the mind of the child. But I want you to look beyond that and think about yourself and think about the kind of life, how your life is going to transcend just you, your family, and it's going to transcend to your immediate community, even beyond the shores of this nation, Nigeria, right? The number of people that will go to school because of you. I mean, people can look back at the end of every year and say, I would have been out of school, but thank God for Tayo. I would have been out of school, but thank God for Schofield. I would have been out of school, but thank God for Jude. I mean, I didn't know what I was going to eat, but thank God for so person. I didn't know that I was going to have this clothes to wear, but thank God for this person, right? But the same way many of you thank Jude, right? I've extended your heartfelt gratitude to Jude, for putting this together. But I also want you to also think about the number of people that your life is going to transcend. Think about the number of people that the moment you begin to think like this, it even makes you more responsible, right? You would even go back and put in more work, right? Tell yourself that I'm going to make this work, not just because of me. I mean, you are going to eat from the fruits of your own labor. But I mean, that people can go to bed every night, even without knowing you, and they say, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, Jude, for shelter. Thank you for being a blessing, I'm able to go to school because of this person. I'm able to have this because of this person and all of that. In fact, now recently, when I see young children that are out of school right now, like I think I saw one yesterday and I was almost going to ask him, hey, why are you not in school? Because I know that school has reached you. I was just going to ask him, come, why are you not in school? Right? And absolutely. But I didn't get to ask. But I know if I had asked to be a school fees thing, right? School fees has not been paid. Maybe he doesn't have books. Maybe he doesn't have bag. Maybe he doesn't have sandal. Maybe he's trying to gather money for resumption. But there are a lot of people in school, but you are not in school. Why? Right? I really just wanted to ask, but I didn't get to ask, right? But if I had asked and it was a matter of school fees, I could cover it, right? But I want each and every one of you to think like that. I want, the way you see money. Let me tell you something. Money can be seen as a master and a servant. Money is a good servant, or is a very terrible master. Money is a terrible master, but a very good servant. So for me, money is a very good servant. Money cannot be my master, right? It can never be my master. But I see it as a very good servant. I send it on an errand to be able to accomplish, certain assignments. I want to be a blessing to people. Money does that for me. So I see that as a very good servant, not a master. It's a very good servant, but they're also a terrible master. Right? The moment you make money your Lord, it lords over your decisions, it lords over your... One of the ways you get to know that money is the master of many people. You hear it in their conversations, how they address people, the kind of things they say, how they talk to people, and all those things. This one, he has money, but money is his master. But we want to be a set of people that we have money, but money is a good servant and is a very good servant, but it's a terrible master. Money will not be a master over us. We are masters over it, right? But he's a servant to us. He's a very good servant. So tonight is a point of call. Tonight's call is just a point to just let each and every one of you know that, there's no height too high that you cannot attain in trading. But I want you to go back tonight and think about it. The kind of blessings that your life would be to people. The number of people that would do. The number of hope that you will rekindle. The number of lives that you will give another opportunity to school again. The number of families you put food on their table. And all of those things. And, life doesn't forget. Life keeps perfect inventory. He keeps perfect inventory and all of those things, right? And so I just wanted to just encourage each and every one of you that beyond the technicals, right? It's an SLK community. I want each and every one of you to maximize the opportunities that you have together, and put in the work. Be a blessing beyond your immediate families. Be a blessing beyond your immediate community. Just be a blessing. Let the money that you have not just be for the gram, not for socials, but let the blessing that the money that you have, let it transcend your immediate environment, even to your family. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? So that's just the way it works, actually. That's just the way it works. That's how I see, personally, that's how I view life. That's how I see each and everything around me, right? So now you have the technical skill. It might not come easily, right? You might not find it very easy at once to be able to put it all together to pass your prop firm. But it's a mindset thing which I want to transfer to. I think I want to share with each and every one of you. I've done it before, but I think I want to emphasize it again. If you're a believer here, right, there's a word called the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. So, righteousness actually means that it is the ability of God to be right. And, in Genesis, the Bible says that God created man in his image and likeness, meaning created man to look like him. And it also created man to function like him. So we were made to function like God, right? And righteousness actually means the nature of God to be right. So God can never be wrong, right? So what am I saying? I'm saying that the moment you have that consciousness that you are the righteousness of God, it becomes very easy, right? And what I'm saying is that if you've been struggling with a prop firm before, maybe you've been struggling with a prop firm, you have been stuck in phase 1 for months, you've been stuck with phase 2 for months, right? It becomes very easy for you, right, to scale those phases beyond the technical analysis. But there's a consciousness that you have that you are the righteousness of God. So what that means is that if truly you are the righteousness of God, it means that you can do something once and get it right, right? You don't have to cease from your struggles. So what I'm saying is that if you've been struggling with phase 1, struggling with phase 2, struggling with your funded phase, the first thing you have to do is stop struggling. Because the word struggle there means that you are using your own human ability. I mean, you are using all your, but now you are seeing that your own human ability has failed you, right? Because you keep struggling. Phase 1, you go from drawdown to break even, all of those things. So the first thing you do is you cease from your struggle. You just stop. You say, you know what, I'm not going to struggle again. Sometimes you don't use the word struggle. Sometimes you use the word try. You say, I've been trying to pass phase 1. I've been trying to pass phase 2. The first thing you have to do is stop trying, because you are trying from your own human perspective and you've deployed all your own human ability, yet there's no result. So the next thing you have to do is you must sink your spirit to understand that if you are the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus, you can do something once and get it right, right? I'm not saying you can't do it twice, but because of that nature and because of that consciousness that you have, right, it gives you that ability to be able to scale through all of those things. So you can do it once and you just say that you did it once and you got it right. But the first thing you have to do is cease from your struggle, right? Now, the reason why you are struggling is because there's a restraint. It looks like there's a resisting force. So, you can't keep struggling when there's a resisting force. So the first thing first you have to do is take a step back and say, you know what, I'm not going to struggle anymore, right? For some of you just have to say, you know what, before I'm going to study those videos again for this 1 month bootcamp, before I'm going to do all of those things, I'm just going to relax myself a bit and cease from my struggles. I'm not going to try anymore. I've tried with my own human ability. I've studied, but it's not working. But the next thing you want to do as a next point of call is sink your spirit into that consciousness that I'm the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. I can do something once and get it right. So when you know you've settled it in your heart that you can do something once and get it right, then you come again. When you hit, there's every possibility that when you hit, you will not miss. Do you understand? So there's a possibility that when you hit, you won't miss it, right? And all of that. So cease from your struggles and come into that consciousness. You must have that consciousness that I can do something once and get it right. The reason is because man was created in the image and likeness of God to look like God and to function like God. All right. And one of the ways you get to express these abilities of God that you have, right, is in your ability to do something once and get it right, right? You know, when you look at the miracles that Jesus performed, he did it once. He didn't do them twice. Once, boom, right? Once, boom. And so that's what I'm just trying to say. It's a point of call to just say, cease from your struggles, right? You've been trying. Tell yourself, I'm no longer going to try anymore. So when I say don't try anymore, I'm not saying don't show up. But you must be resolute in your mind that, you know what, my human ability, this is how far it has taken me, right? The human ability has failed right now. So let me stop here, right? So now you say, you know what, I want to come into a consciousness that I can do something once and I can get it right. So this is not just theory, right? This is something from my own personal life that I'm passing across to each and every one of you that has helped me and that is still helping me. It's a consciousness that I have, right? It's a consciousness that I have that I can do something once. I hate to struggle. I hate struggling, right? I don't like to struggle, right? I don't like to struggle with things. And I might just round off on this because I didn't really prepare what to say, but you know, I just wanted my thoughts to just flow for each and every one of you. But I feel in my heart that there are some of you that the reason why trading looks a little bit difficult for you is because it looks like maybe your entire life, it looks like, I'm looking for the right word to use. It looks like your entirety is solely dependent on trading, right? I mean, many of us have made a resolve in our hearts that is either trading works or it doesn't work. Absolutely, that is what I'm referring to. But at the same time, there are some people that, you know, as much as you are committed to trading, right, you don't know where your next meal is going to come from. You don't know where your next bill, how you are going to sort your next bill, right? It's a consciousness thing, right? As much as many people don't believe it. But there was a time, I think one of the things that has helped me, right, through my own personal journey is being able to imbibe certain consciousness, right? There was a time I figured out, you know, from the Bible, right? I would make reference to it a lot. There was a time I figured out from the Bible where Jesus Christ was given a parable, and Jesus Christ said that, you know, consider the lilies of the air, consider the birds of the air and the lilies of the field. So Jesus Christ said that the birds of the air don't sow, neither do they reap. He says, but your heavenly Father takes care of them. Then he says the lilies of the field, they don't spin, right? But your heavenly Father clothes them. Then Jesus made a remarkable statement, which is something I don't ever forget, right? Jesus Christ made a remarkable statement. He said that even Solomon in all of his glory was not arrayed in, he said he was not clothed in so much beauty and glory like one of these. He said, how much more you? So you know what Jesus Christ did? So let me explain this thing to you. It changed my life. So Jesus Christ puts the birds of the air here. He puts the lilies of the field here. Then he puts, you know, Solomon here. So Jesus Christ said the birds of the air don't sow, neither do they reap. He said, but your heavenly Father takes care of them. He said the lilies of the field. He said they don't spin. He said, but your heavenly Father clothes them. Then he now said, Jesus Christ now compared Solomon to the birds of the air and to the lilies of the field. He says, so even Solomon in all of his glory was not arrayed in so much beauty like one of these. Then Jesus Christ now said, how much more you? Right? He said, how much more you? So if you get what I'm saying, it literally changes everything. It changes how you see life. You just know that money will come. The bill will be sorted, right? Your next meal is going to come. The bill is going to be sorted, right? So Jesus Christ compared the birds of the air and lilies of the field to Solomon. And he said Solomon was not even arrayed in so much glory and beauty like the birds of the air and the lilies of the field. And I said, how much more you? How much more you? So maybe there's one of you here, you are just listening to me. I mean, you are still holding on to that little tiny rope of Forex and hope, but you don't know where your next meal is going to come from. I'm saying to you again, how much more you, right? God cares for you. God sees you. For some of you that have put in so much work, but you have not seen a result, I just want to say, keep putting in the work. If you understand the law of harvest, there's no man who sows who will never reap. It is not possible. If you sow the seed of your time and your investment of your effort into this, you will definitely reap from it, right? If you have put in so much work, but yet you are not able to see the result, keep putting in the work, right? You will break through the resisting force and you find that result. No man sows without reaping. It is not possible. There's no man that sows without reaping, right? So you must understand the law of harvest, that as long as you are sowing intentionally, the seed of your time, effort, the investment of your time, effort, and energy into this thing to make it work, it will definitely work out, right? So these are the consciousness that you carry along. So you don't go about with a pity, looking for people to sympathize with you. You know, there's a popular saying that says, misery looks for company. There are many people that if they take a loss, they are always looking for people that took the same loss with them so that they will know that they are not alone. No, don't think like that, right? Don't be a part of those company. It's a solo sport, right? If you fail, it's you. If you succeed, it's all on you. Being able to take responsibilities of all of that. So it literally changes everything. So all I'm trying to say is that, you know, I just wanted to just encourage each and every one of you, right? So somebody said, I don't sow, but the seed has want to finish. No, it will never finish, right? It will never finish. So, but I want you to, if you didn't take anything home tonight, right? There's only one thing I wanted to take home. It changes everything, literally. How you see money, how you see life. I want you to go back tonight, right? Don't look at your trading plan. In fact, don't go through the videos yet, later tonight. But I want you to sit down and think of your family, the number of people that would go to school because of you, beyond your family. Think of the number of children that would have shelter, good education because of you. I mean, how would you feel when a group of young people say, I mean, the reason why I have education is because of Jude. The reason why I have a good life today is because of this. You know, one day I was just thinking, I'm just going to round off on this, right? So one day I was just thinking that, you see, that little girl that I met in slots that I paid for a laptop for, right? It's not like I don't have some things to do or whatever it is. But, you know, one day I thought of it, that, do you know that this thing you did for this young girl, it will never leave her mind? I knew without every iota of doubt in my heart that, see, this girl will pass it on. This young girl is going to pass it on. A time will come, she will pass it on. She will grow so big in whatever industry she's growing into, right? And one day she would see people in that same situation and she will say, see, let me tell you something. Because this is how it works. I've sowed that seed already, right? And I believe that a seed can become a forest. A tree can make a forest. So I sowed that seed, she's going to continue in it. She doesn't have to know me. But imagine how glad it would be that a day will come, you just hear somebody sharing a story that when I was 11 or 12 years old, you know, I was almost losing hope in this particular industry that has blessed me. But a particular young man saw me, I didn't have a laptop, right? And you hear the story of that particular young child who is going about now, you know, giving free laptops, paying for trainings for people, for younger people, and it's passing it across. And you are just there, you are just relaxed, and you are just smiling. Right? The reason was because you sowed the seed and that little child continued in that line and it has become a mighty forest. That is how SLK is, right? SLK is just like a seed that has been sown and it has become like a wildfire, right? So pass it on. The blessings that you have, the monetary blessings, pass it on, right? See money as a very good servant, but a very terrible master. And make up your mind that money will not be a master over you. The money will become a servant, all right? Send it on an errand. Let it be a good servant. But above all, right, cease from your struggles. And most importantly, right, have that consciousness that I can do something once and get it right. Right? I've been trying, stop trying. Right? Do it from a place of rest. I've been doing this thing. I can do it once and get it right. But like I said, most importantly, go back, sit yourself down and ask yourself, how many people would have good life because of me? How many hopes am I going to rekindle if I get this thing right? Right? How many lives am I going to change when I get this thing right? Think about a good life. Think about a shelter, right? In fact, some of you now, all right, I'm not saying this to shade anybody, but I'm just saying it from a heart, so from a place of, you know, heartfelt compassion and a place of concern. Some of us right now on this call, right, your family might not be in that good position right now. They might not have like the best accommodation right now, right? After this call, stand and just look at your immediate environment, right? Let it stir something within you and you say, see, you know what? I'm going to do something about this. And I promise you, right, within a short period of time, the ability to be able to do that, to create that change, right? God is going to give it to each and every one of you, right? So it's been a very great time talking to every one of you. I mean, this is a very strong community. It's a very great one talking to each and every one of you. I really do appreciate your time. the effort that has been put towards this together, right? I really want to say thank you so much to Jude. Thank you to Schofield, right? To Rena, Tayo. I'm going to pass the host now to Jude and say one more time, thank you so much. I wish you, each and every one of you, peace, love, growth, and development in all aspects of life. Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much for that wonderful one, sir. I learned so much. I don't know, but this is everything we need. I knew I am going to be blessed today. And, when he said it was going to be in today's class, I was very, very happy because, the professor is coming, right? Thank you very much, sir. And thank you to everyone. Thank you to Schofield, my G. Thank you to Rena. I love you so much. Thank you to Tayo, 4THMAN only son. I love you so, so much. Thank you to Emma Stack. Thank you. Thank you to Dixon, my bro. Thank you to Bookings. I love you so, 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 so much. I wouldn't want to take any of these privileges that you guys have given me for granted. I love you guys. And it's a great one. Let me just share my screen. I don't know, but I don't think we need to do anything technical today. And for those persons that I didn't mention, thank you very much. Thank you to everyone that, participated in all of this. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to 4THMAN. Oh my God. This is amazing. Are we guys blessed? Definitely. Okay. The video will be shared in our Telegram group respectively. It will be in the Benjamin protocol. And if you're not in the group, you should, that is the best place to be, right? Benjamin protocol. You can reach out to 4THMAN on X, Twitter, Instagram, and yeah, reach out to him, reach out to Schofield, reach out to Rena, reach out to Tayo, reach out to Emma Stack, reach out to Dixon, and I think we'd have Isaac. Our next meeting would be Isaac. But yeah, this is the last meeting for the free 1 month course. But I'll try as much as I can to reach out to Isaac. The aim is to have all of us in the community in one place, right? To have access to all of these people. Some persons do not have the resources to, meet Schofield on a one-on-one just like this, or meet Rena, or meet Tayo, meet Emma Stack, or meet Dixon, Bookings, and every other person that was on this 1 month free course, right? So we're trying as much as we can to get all of us from the SLK community. And since the first day I joined the community, I liked it because everybody, everybody is just everybody's heart is just one, right? This person, we have similar thing, similar goals, and when things are just in order, you feel it, right? So I felt it when I joined, and the way Schofield took me, it was I don't know, but it was really, really a remarkable one. Hence, I just want to bring all of us together. And, for those that not as exactly for those that cannot reach out to them, right? But for we to just have everybody, or this person's teaching, or have access to each and every one of us, right? Every one of these persons, every one of their teaching, you experience the way they approach traders, just like Dixon, and everybody, right? Schofield and everybody, right? So do well to follow every one of them, and yeah, you definitely learn a lot. And For some of you that do not have money for mentorship or anything, you can go on YouTube and watch it for free, right? From the beginning to today's class, you can go on YouTube and see all of that. All right. And I think that's everything you need. All right. That is pretty everything you need. Build your psychology well. Come into Forex trading with the right mindset, right? You don't want to make $1 billion in a day, right? You don't want to make $1 million in a day, right? You want to take it because it is a process, right? If this is a skill, if this is something that you live with, then it has to take time. You know, you have to go through all of those hurdles and losses and everything to build that what's the right word, to build that confidence, right? Because you can't be in Maldives and you just entered a trade. Maybe while you're in Nigeria, you entered a trade by luck and you have, let's say, $1,000. Then you travel to Maldives and you're unable to repeat that same thing to, sponsor your vacation further, right? Then you failed as a trader, right? So you need time, you need to master it so that, let's say, in the next 2-3 years, when you are done mastering all of these things, then you can, say that, oh yes, I am a forex trader. And if you go anywhere, you'd be able to see that same thing that you're seeing and be able to get money from it, right? So come into forex trading with the right mindset, and I strongly believe that it is a wise decision. Being a forex trader, being a forex trader is the best and wisest decision that you would ever make. All right. And I think that is all for now. Oftentimes would post something like this. And yes, would come together and everybody will share each of their thoughts. And yes, it is just beyond entering, it is beyond taking trades, it is beyond looking for market structure, liquidity, and everything, right? It is a movement, it is you getting your mind right, it is you not following what you see on the social media to, determine how your own trade would go. All right. So it is just you having access to all of these persons in a particular, will I say, a session or something. Yeah. So I'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Do have a wonderful day.